Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Bit of an experimental video today. So I'm out on my lunch break, just having a quick stroll. Sun is out, not too hot, not too cold. So yeah, I don't know how the audio is going to work out, but we'll see. If it does, if it passes the muster test, then I'll upload it. Otherwise, it will go in the recycle bin. But yeah, fairly quickish vid, covering, I guess, a bit about the channel, what's going on with that, and also yeah, a little bit in terms of how we're doing as a family, what's going on with Finn. And yeah, apologies, those seem to be on the busiest road ever, but we'll see. But yeah, let's start off. So in terms of the channel, I've done, I think it's about 8 videos, a couple of short videos, 6 say longer form vids. I think the videos that seem to be working best, probably the one that just a few minutes long as opposed to epic sagas. I don't think people can tolerate my dulcet tones for too long, but yeah, I think it's just the state of play in this modern life. I think people just like or prefer punchier short form content as opposed to stuff that goes on and on. So I'm trying to adapt, trying to learn off the back of each video. We've got like a broader set of topics which we're covering off. So stuff about our family, but then also items around getting advice, getting support. Video that seems to have done fairly well was around the recent DWP changes, like increase in some of the benefits, some of the payouts. I did a video which, as of recording this, was released yesterday, around occupational therapy and how to access that. How to access OT, and we've got one coming up which will be around accessing like direct payments. So I think the things we're covering off largely are where it's a bit of a painful, not straightforward process. So by covering off what our learnings are, how we've got around it, then hopefully, even if only one person benefits from it, then I thought we would have added a bit of value by just sharing our learnings, and trying to make things a bit simpler for everyone else. Because the last thing you want to be doing really is trying to navigate through a horrific process when you've got a child or adult with special needs that you're trying to support. That's got to be the most important thing, right? So yeah, we'll see how we do. Little baby steps. Obviously, got a day job and a dad job. So as and when, trying to get into a better routine, even if it's only a quick video, just to do like a Tuesday video, once a week, 6 o'clock on a Tuesday. As we've kind of managed to tick that box the last few weeks. So we're trying continue to do that. But yeah, we've got like a bit of a schedule, a plan. But what I would say is, if people are particularly keen to find out, learn about a topic, then please just let us know in the comments. And if it's already in the schedule, then we'll bring it further up the list. If it's not, then we'll add it as a topic. But that would be really, really useful feedback. So yeah, in terms of us as a family, I mean, what's going on? About 6 weeks or so ago, we went to Great Ormond Street. We've got like periodic catch-ups with the epilepsy clinic, and I basically look at Finn's VNS, vagus nerve stimulation device, just really to see how that's faring. And he's had it for nearly 5 years, and unfortunately the battery in it is running a little bit low, and it's not very helpful. But it shows it in quarters. So when they look up the battery reading, it's like 0 to 24, 25, 49, 50, whatever, up to 100. And when we last saw them, it was like 0 to 25. So the obvious question is, okay, is it nearing the 0, or is it near the 25? And they were fairly optimistic, because we go there fairly frequently, just trying to forecast stuff, that it was probably like the higher end. However, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, Finn's been having quite a few more seizures. He had one in the day, which he hadn't had a daytime one for, we're talking years, probably 5-6 years, maybe longer than that, ever since, yeah, probably about 5 years in line with him getting the device. So me perhaps feeling a bit panicky, a bit glass half empty, had a bit of a view that it might be on the lower side. So since then we've been back to see them. They've done a reading. It's still 0 to 25. It's the best they can do, but hopefully it's got us up the list in terms of surgery. So we do need like an operation really to go back in, pretty much do exactly what happened before, albeit it's just a battery. It's underneath the skin, so it involves it's very low risk, but getting him back in. So they've said 2 to 3 months. So we're keeping an eye on it. The seizures are very kind of up and down at the moment. Of course, she hasn't had any more in the daytime, but we've got some flexibility in that he has a bit of an array of medication, which we've been over the years just kind of trialing them. It seems to be more trial and error than anything too mathematical or methodical. But there's one of those medications he's got, which due to his increase in weight, we've got a little bit of tolerance to increase it if needs be. So if things do go up a bit further in terms of seizures, then we can do that. And we've got like an emergency medicine. So if you hit like 5 minutes seizure, which is it's a long time, particularly when you're seeing someone having a seizure, it feels even longer. But that's when things become quite dangerous, and that's when the point you need to be getting an ambulance and doing A&E, which again we haven't done for years, because when he has had seizures, he has them every night, but they're small in volume, and they're haven't been too big in terms of duration, but recently they're increasing. So something we've got to keep an eye on. But we do have an emergency med, which kind of will zonk him out for a bit, but it's if we're approaching the 5 minutes, then that comes out, and we give that a shot. We haven't needed to use that for a while, so touch wood would be all right. The other key thing is more of a legal type matter. So we've finally got our draft in for the deputyship for welfare. So this is in link to him, and we'll do some more detailed videos on this. But when you turn 18, everything changes in terms of the law, and us as parents and guardians, our rights, over Finn, our ability to make decisions around his welfare and around financial matters become a bit more of an issue. So we've sought local legal advice, really good firm, and they're specialised. They carry a bit more empathy, I think, than a lot of other firms, dare I say, because one of the partners in the firm, her son or daughter, unsure which, has fairly considerable special needs. So she's got the legal expertise, but also the perhaps more of a practical background to stuff. So she's helping. We're going to do the financial deputyship one when you get closer to 18, because it's a bit more straightforward to do, and it doesn't really change anything. You can't put it into place until he's 18. With the welfare one, because it's a bit more problematic, because in the eyes of the law, any professional should always be seen to be doing the right thing for their patient. Some of the courts, when they look at the applications, are like, okay, but why does a parent still need to be a decision maker? It sounds a bit crazy me explaining it, but it's kind of how it is. And when we chat with our lawyer, she turns around and says, at the moment there's been quite a high increase of declines where the courts are just rejecting these applications, just saying, the professionals will do a fine enough job. But we're trying to fight the case to say, look, individually, each professional, one would like to think, undoubtedly is trying to do the best for Finn, but when you combine them all together, us as parents are the only people that have that full spectrum of understanding, and some of the decisions that they make in isolation might seem fine, but when you look across his broader life, might not be the best one. So a good example is around epilepsy treatment, and they've said before, we'd rather have diets, and they'd rather push for diets as opposed to push for surgery. Like I've said just now, I mean, the surgery is fairly low risk, so it's more to do with money in my opinion. However, the dietary approach would mean like daily blood tests, daily urine tests, more visits to hospital than we already do at the moment. And one of the few pleasures that Finn has, there's a few, but one of them is food. So a combo of those things is just going to make what already is a fairly stressful life for him even more stressful. So that's just one example. So within this application, which is humongous, it's like War and Bloody Peace, we've fed that in. We've had to do like witness statements, and reference inputs from professionals, etc. But we do a separate video on that because I think it's relevant. And for us, if I found it quite tricky when I've googled and I thought this is something which is so serious, I've needed chatting with Bex, my wife, it's best to get proper advice on it. But even some layperson's overviews I think would help, so we'll do that. We're not lawyers. We'll say it will be in addition to, if anyone's interested, then absolutely they'd still need to get legal advice. But if it helps just explain some of the terms in a layperson's manner, then I think we'll do that. So that'll be a focus for the future. But yeah, that's probably about it, to be honest. The main two things, probably more than enough to navigate through. Finn's doing all right at school. So yeah, transport back, and we've found a really good person that kind of a bit of a PA that helps him get home, which is fantastic. So he's really kind of comfortable with them. So yeah, we'll just continue to do what we do. Yeah, but like I said before, if you've got any ideas or topics you'd like us to cover off on this channel, then please shout. Always appreciate the comments. And also, if you do get the chance to share this video with your kind of social networks, or perhaps even better, with someone that might be going through some of this stuff as a parent or a carer of someone with special needs, then that would be amazing. We're not here to grow massive like subscribers and all that stuff. It's more around, we're here to try and target the right audience. And I just think it's a very important, but it's a narrow field of interest. This won't be what people are looking on Google or YouTubing all the time. Unfortunately, it'll be those people that, like I say, care or parents of people with special needs that will benefit from it most. So we're not going to trigger any algorithms and get crazy views. So really, this is where the plea comes in to share with anyone you think relevant, or perhaps, like I say, across your social network, in case they want to share as well. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Hope everyone's well, and yeah, see you on the next video. All the best. Cheers.